this is Philip Wilson with Tropic of Canada, and this week we are bringing you one of our Mameys for the plant of the week, which is the POUTERIA Sapote, Key West. So it's mainly known as just the Key West Sapote, so don't worry so much about the Latin side, but for our very technical friends, my butchery of the pronunciation should hopefully do. The Mamey Sapote is a large and highly ornamental evergreen tree that can grow up to a very small size, which is 15 to 45 meters. And for our imperial friends, that's up to 148 feet. Now, you might be wondering, how do I fit that in my place? Well, by pruning them. They do not need to just keep growing that height, because we all will run out of that sort of space. So you can prune them to size, and what happens when you generally prune them, you'll start seeing branches come out off the side. So it'll just become a multi-branch tree, and you keep pruning it and keep it to the size that's respectable for your space. So really nice with that. Excuse me, sorry. So it is a nice large leaf plant, and we do recommend a reasonable amount of space though for it, because as these mature and you stop moving them basically in environments. So this guy recently, with the environmental change that we've had between summer and winter, because everything wasn't always inside, they tend to shed their leaves, but the leaves themselves get to what we've seen about yay big on something about this size, and then they start to sort of make a nice canopy as they get on in years. So the plants that we have are grafted. It's the only way to keep them true to variety is a grafted plant, because it is kind of a unique way or uniqueness to these plants, how they came about. I believe they were found by a fire hall in Miami. That's how that was kind of figured out, and they're like, oh, this is a slightly different variety. So to keep it true to that, you have to graft it from that parent plant. That way it keeps it true to that variety. So, yeah. For fruiting, you're looking at 3 to 5 years. These guys are at the fruiting stage. We have had a few blossoms come on and set some fruit, but with the size of the plant, we do tend to keep the fruit off of them. That way also the energy goes into the growing of the plant rather than the fruiting of the plant. So just something to keep, in your own back of your head when you've got plants. At what point you want to let them keep the fruit, because again, it's what the plant puts its energy into, where if it's a bit too small and puts all its energy in the fruit, it might pass on you because it just didn't have enough energy left over to do anything else with, because especially in Canada where the light levels get reduced and if the timing's off, you can run into issues where the plant passes away on you, and we don't want that happening. So let it get a bit more mature and then start keeping the fruit on it and that. So the Mamey Sapote itself is native to Mexico and Central America. The Key West, though, being sort of a Florida special. So it is cultivated in the Caribbean as well. The fruit itself is technically a berry, which makes it a very unique berry here in Canada, and it can be eaten fresh or made into food such as milkshakes and ice cream is the popular use case for it. So it produces a medium-sized fruit, which is roughly 15 to 40 ounces. So you're looking at just under a pound to about 2.5, 2 3/4 pounds. It ripens late season, so mid to late season, which would be say your September through November, early December, and then you're harvesting usually, end of November, December is when you're getting the harvest done. The fruit itself is a unique fruit. It has a interior texture that is creamy and sweet. It tends to be a good fruit where it's a bit longer lasting, so you're not worried about it spoiling right away. The flesh itself is pink and red, and it is fibrous. So I haven't had one yet, so it'll be interesting to try once we do start having them that way. The Mamey Sapote is unlike what most people have had before, because once you do live in the region, it will be definitely something of a treat for yourself and any of your guests that might be over if you want to surprise them with something unique. The combination of the flavor is similar to a sweet potato / pumpkin with an undertone of almond chocolate, honey, and vanilla. So best to experience it yourself versus, let's say, my description, because something like that, let's say, is hard to describe. So very best recommend you get one for yourself to try it. And again, definitely that unique flavor which will surprise many people. So we do want you to have this in your garden. So if you're looking and intrigued by my presentation of having this in your garden, then please visit our website. Link will be in the description below, and you can order one part of our pre-order program, or if you can give us a call and set up an appointment to come down to our farm in Rodney and see for yourself in person. Have a great day.